on page 335 has us adding a reset button. So we need to be on our main storyboard. So I'm on the main storyboard. And then we're going to go to the object library and select a button to drag onto our scene and rename it Reset. So I'm on the storyboard. I'll go up under View, Show Library, and I'm going to search for a button. I will drag the button onto my storyboard. Then with the button selected, I'm going to go open up our attribute selector menu. And here is where I need to be to change the name from button to reset. Go ahead and close that. And we can see that that has its new name. So we're going to do a control drag from the button to create an action call. And we're going to call this action reset. And the sender option should be set to any. So I'm going to hold down my control key, drag. It's an action. We want to call it reset, and the type, everything seems to be set correctly. So we've added that action to our back-end code. Now we need to, the reset button will set the value of each slider to 1 and the is on property of each switch to false. Add that code to the new action method. So red slider value gets set to 1. Green slider value also gets set to 1. And our last slider, the blue slider, joins the party and gets its value set to 1. Then we need to set each switch to false. So the red switch is on, be set to false. The green switch, wow. Hopefully you're having a better experience with your typing this morning than I am. And the last switch to set is the blue switch is on equal false. To have the same behavior occur when the reset button is tapped, add a call to the update color function at the end of the action method. Build and run the app, set a color, and try the reset button. So I'll set a color, and then I'll will hit my reset button. And our expectations for how it should work have been met. So let's continue on to part 6. The last section that we need to complete for our app is part 6, polishing the interface. And each of the bullet points that you see listed here tell how we are going to refine our application in this section and shows what our ending app will look like. So the first thing we're going to do is tint our switch to represent the color. So I will go to, you need to make sure you're on the main storyboard, and then we're going to go back to the attribute inspector. So I'm on the main storyboard. I have my red switch selected, and I'm going to turn on the attribute selector. And then we want to turn the on tint to system red color. So here is the, I have to go down and find the system, nope, that's pink. There it is, system red color. So we'll do this for each of our buttons. System green. And finally, system blue. So we have completed that requirement. Select the red color switch, and we go through the same process. So go back over, I'm going to close that just so that I can get on my switches. And then turn the attribute back on. Again, for red, we'll go find the red system color. For green. And for blue. With these changes, it will be clear to your users what each switch and each slider will control in the color view. To make the color view stand out from the background, we are going to add a border to it. So we're going to go to the Swift controller and add the following lines to the view did load. So I'll go ahead and Command C, copy those. Go back to Xcode in the view controller. I'm going to close that to give me some more room. And then we want to go to view did load. And I'm going to do a Command C. Well, I guess I have to go back and grab that text. Command C, Command V. So you can see where that needs to go in terms of placement with your update color function. It goes, those lines of code go above it. And this gives you an explanation of what those lines of code accomplish. Add a new method to make sure that all the sliders are enabled properly. So we want to add a new method. Command C, Command V, and remove the extra annotations that came with that. The function has to be called wherever a switch is changed. Inside the switch change action, add a call to update controls. There it is. At the very top. And then add a call from viewDidLoad. And also a call from the reset. Okay, let's look for those as we slide down. So we need one in the reset, Control V, and we need one in the viewDidLoad. Build and run the app. So now we can see that our slider is red and our switch is red, green, and blue. And you can also see how we have an outline on our viewport. All right. Success, and that completes our color picker app.